A New Beginning. The story of Diana and Sebastian. Diana Chen's world was turned upside down by the sudden news of her termination. She was shown the door at Morrison Marketing, where she'd dedicated 3 years, under the guise of budget cuts. As the letter blurred through her tear-filled eyes, all she felt was utter devastation. Rent for her tiny Queens apartment was due. Her mother's medical bills were piling up like mountains, and her savings account held a mere $247. At 24, she felt her meticulously planned life crumbling before her very eyes. She couldn't bring herself to tell her mother, a woman who had sacrificed so much for her, that she'd lost her job. That evening, seeking a distraction from her woes on social media, she stumbled upon news that stopped her heart. Her childhood friend and secret crush, Sebastian Torres, was announcing his engagement to Victoria Sterling, the daughter of a real estate mogul. Sebastian, now part of that new affluent world, with the tall, blonde, sophisticated Victoria. Diana could never compare herself to her. Even the engagement ring likely cost more than Diana had earned in 2 years. Their last meeting, 6 months prior, Sebastian had seemed to retain his old warmth. But now, he was stepping into a completely different life. An unexpected opportunity and a daring proposal. The next morning, an unexpected phone call changed Diana's life. Margaret Preston from Preston & Associates, one of Manhattan's most prestigious marketing firms, offered her a position with an annual salary of $95,000. This was more than triple her previous earnings. However, there was a catch: significant life experience and sophisticated professionalism. Diana's joy quickly turned into panic. She was a 24-year-old virgin, still living with her mother, whose idea of a fine meal was the neighborhood Chinese restaurant. How could she possibly find her place in this world? In desperation, Diana found herself at the doorstep of Sebastian's luxurious Tribeca apartment. Her heart pounded in her chest. Sebastian, upon seeing her, couldn't hide his surprise. His apartment was like a work of modern art. Floor-to-ceiling windows offered breathtaking views of Manhattan. Diana felt like Alice, fallen into a wonderland. She told Sebastian about losing her job, and then came to her real purpose. She wanted to gain life experience to get that job. More specifically, she wanted to learn what it was like to be with a man. And she wanted to do it with the person she trusted most in the world, Sebastian. Sebastian recoiled in surprise. "You want to sleep with me to get a job?" Diana replied. "Not just any man, you. This job, Sebastian, I need it. My mother's bills, my rent, everything depends on it. I trust you to make it special, meaningful." Sebastian thought of Victoria, of his future. But the determination in Diana's eyes forced him to confront his own desires. The feelings he'd harbored for Diana for years, suppressed due to family expectations, now surfaced. He confessed that he'd loved her since he saw her in that blue dress at her high school graduation. And in that moment, Sebastian's control snapped. His lips met Diana's in a passionate kiss, filled with years of longing. The beginning of love and a new future. That night changed everything. Sebastian loved Diana as if she were a goddess, meticulously exploring every curve, every sensitive spot of her body. Diana had read about passion in books and seen it in movies, but the reality of Sebastian's touch, his kisses, was unlike anything she'd ever known. He not only claimed her body, but her heart as well. When they woke up, Sebastian confessed that he could no longer deny it. "I love you, Diana. I have since we were kids." But reality, as it often does, cruelly intruded on even the most perfect moments. A text from Victoria popped up on Sebastian's phone. Sebastian breaking off his engagement to Victoria caused a scandal that deeply shook both families. His father threatened to disinherit him, and Victoria's family pulled their investments from his company. However, Sebastian kept his word. He fought for them, for their love, even when the whole world seemed against them. He started a new company from scratch, and Diana was there every step of the way, offering her marketing expertise and unwavering support. 3 months later, as Diana stood in her new office at Preston & Associates, looking out at the Manhattan skyline, she reflected on how much better the interview had gone than she could have ever imagined. The confidence she'd found that night with Sebastian had transformed her, giving her the poise and self-assurance that impressed Margaret Preston and her team. She no longer saw herself as the scared girl from Queens who didn't belong in this world. She was Diana Chun, a talented marketing professional who had earned her place through hard work and determination. The triumph of true love. One evening, Sebastian told her that his father had finally accepted their relationship and wanted to welcome Diana into the family. Tears welled up in Diana's eyes. Sebastian explained that his father had seen how hard Diana worked, how much she'd helped him rebuild, and that he respected her. More importantly, he saw how much Sebastian loved Diana. 6 months later, Diana stood in the same blue dress she'd worn to her high school graduation, now marrying Sebastian in the very community center where they'd learned to dance as children. Their families were united at last. Diana's healthy and proud mother sat beside Sebastian's parents, who had embraced Diana as their own daughter. As Sebastian took her hand and promised to love her for the rest of their lives, Diana thought about that desperate night. She had asked for help to become someone else, but she realized that all she truly needed was to become herself, confident and unafraid. "I love you, Mrs. Torres," Sebastian whispered as they shared their first kiss as husband and wife. "I love you too," Diana replied, knowing that their greatest adventure had just begun. Diana realized that sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin with the most unexpected requests. Sometimes what we think we need isn't what we truly need at all. Sometimes, all we need is for someone to believe in us enough to help us find our way home. In Sebastian's arms, surrounded by everyone they loved, Diana had finally found her home.